Attention, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and coasties. The holiday season is right around the corner. And some of you might be wondering, how am I going to afford to travel back home to visit my loved ones? Have no fear. Holidays for the Heroes is here. Last year, Holidays for the Heroes received donations from patriotic donors, and we were able to send 65 armed service members with a fully paid round-trip ticket and got them home for the holidays. Wait, but what's the catch, you might ask? Buckle your parachute strap. There is no catch and no hidden fees. Just contributions from good old-fashioned Americans who want to help heroes like you and show their appreciation for your service. If you're an active soldier and want to register, or an individual who wants to be a part of that growing group of patriotic donors, please go to www.holidaysfortheheroes.org. That's www.holidaysfortheheroes.org.
Coming to you from underneath a peach blossom. It's time for an episode of Be Awesome. Find positivity throughout your life and work. Just like our mascot rooster, Steve the Jerk.
Hello, Be Awesome listeners. This is Joshua Peach, and you are listening to episode 89. And this is bringing back an old friend, blast from the past, someone I really have enjoyed getting to know over the last couple of years. Mr. Isaac Joseph is joining us. So first and foremost, Isaac, welcome to the Be Awesome podcast.
Thanks, Josh. How are you?
Doing great. Now that we're here and recording this thing, we're actually starting a little bit early because both of us were early and I had technical difficulties. So this is off to a great start. But Isaac is a young man I met in 2018. We just took a quick tour down memory lane. He came up to a conference. We both worked together at a company for a couple of years. And Isaac came up to me and introduced himself. And I said, "Oh, you're the one that went to Africa. I saw your post on LinkedIn." And first of all, tell us about that trip to Africa. You've gone a couple of times, right?
Yeah, I've been to Kenya a couple times, been to Ethiopia. It's kind of where my heart is. I like working with kids, doing some educational work, a little bit of food mission work, food pantry type work. Kind of where my heart is to do some service work there. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I work with a great group of people, and just feel kind of called to work with. I love working with kids, and yeah, I love that the company that we worked with gave some time off to be able to give back, and so that's kind of where we're able to roll.
I like hearing how you say kids because you, my friend, are just after being kid. When I met you in 2018, you weren't old enough to rent a car. I don't think you're still old enough to rent a car. You definitely weren't old enough to go have a drink with us
a big security deposit. I've learned that. To renting a couple cars in Manhattan, I know with a big security deposit, they'll let you now.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that really stood out for you was how resourceful you were, because when we met, we were in Hyannis and you needed to get to Providence. And I mean, even grown adults that have traveled extensively and go places that they struggle with how to get where. And you took a bus. You were just like, I remember saying, "Hey, I'll give you a ride to Providence Airport." And you said, no, I've already scheduled to take a bus to the airport, which, I don't know many people that would do that, but, very resourceful, and probably comes from, traveling around the globe. So what we're going to talk about today is last week. So you and I haven't talked to each other in some time. We're way overdue to talk. So I was glad I saw this post, but you made a post on social media saying it's ready or it's available, and it's a book, and it's a book that you wrote, and it's a children's book. Mm-hmm. And it's titled "My Brain is Strong Too." And first of all, the title's great. But it has a great story to it about why you did it and what you did it for. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I was inspired to write the book because I've personally struggled with what has led into being bipolar disorder, but it started off, from a young age as major depressive disorder. And it's hard to detect in children. 1 in 6 children between 2 and 8 are diagnosed with a mental health or behavioral disorder. And it's really hard to detect in children. Children often, withdraw from their friends, or they, struggle with low appetite or sleeping issues. And I'm no mental health expert, but I know just from, working with kids, or, on different projects, or, and even from, growing up. And so I was inspired to write the book, just from personal experience. And I've been wanting to do this for years and years and years, but just a couple weeks ago, and well, really a couple months, but I took a summit in, my mental health battles, and I was hospitalized. And during that time, I was able to really focus. And, the book talks about coping skills, and, coping skills are things that you enjoy to be able to, cope through struggles. And, I was able to really knock out this book that I hope can, help a lot of people. And I was able to knock out the book, and I worked with an amazing illustrator and, editor that was able to help, put the book together.
Mm-hmm. And now, were you diagnosed at an early age? Was this something that?
I didn't find out until I was an adult. I didn't, I wasn't able to get the treatment until I was an adult, but I showed, a lot of the symptoms that the character Tommy shows, at that young age. So it's something that, although 1 in 6 children are diagnosed, several, aren't treated or get the proper treatment that they need.
At all, or until they become an
at
adult?
all, or till they're an adult. Yep. And so that's what I hope that this book shows, is spreads the awareness that, when you see those, signs in children, that you can help them get the proper care that they need.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I had no idea that you had battled and had any challenges. When I saw your post, I just thought that it was something that, you had a passion about, that you had, obviously the things that when you go to Africa and other programs that you're doing. I just thought it was, you put something together. And then I read that back page, and there's a picture of you with the story, and you're saying that you were diagnosed with bipolar. And I'm going to say that I have had it right. Yeah, bipolar. It's bipolar 2, right?
Yeah, there's 2 different types, but
I didn't even know that. So I'm learning something new every day. I just think that's amazing that you're taking something that you've had a challenge with and putting it into practice to try to help someone else that might be going through it. And what's interesting with the book is, it's a short read. It's an easy read. I think that parents that read it to their kids, not just the kids reading it themselves, but parents that read it to their kids, might be able to see or be looking for maybe patterns or something that might say, maybe we should, go get tested or do something. But the most important thing is for my brain is strong too, is also to understand that even if you have some challenges, your brain is still strong, and you still have a ton of capabilities and capacities. And like I said, I never knew you struggled or had any challenge or were diagnosed with anything. You have always been one of the most outgoing, compassionate, caring, hardworking human beings I've ever met. And so all of that stuff aside, there was like, your brain is strong too. Absolutely. There's nothing else to do about it. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. And I was just going to say that, in one of the portions where in the book where, the character Tommy is in his therapy treatment, the therapist in the book, her name is Miss Cynthia, tells Tommy that the way he's feeling is normal. Although his brain is made up differently, the way he's feeling is normal. This doesn't make him any different, or that's why it kind of goes back to the title. My brain is strong too, and it's a completely normal thing to feel this way. It doesn't make you weak or anything like that. So
when you were a child growing up, did you feel that you were normal, that everything was okay? Did you have a,
No, you when you struggle with this, it's definitely something that you definitely you don't know what's going on. You think that you're weak, or it often um, sad for no reason, or emotional, or it's definitely especially there's the stigma with mental health disorders that you're um, overly emotional, or man up, or that kind of thing. And so it's definitely like you got to toughen up, and so it's definitely something that the emotions are often invalidated. So yeah.
so yeah, that's so you weren't being told, were you, I mean, you obviously you didn't get treated and
Yeah,
diagnosed since you were an adult, so you really didn't have someone to tell you it's normal, you're normal, everything's normal.
yeah, it's definitely, and a lot of people go through that, and it's definitely and as I've gone through that journey, there you meet so many people that face the same struggle, and that's why I hope that a lot of people can learn that they're not alone, and that their feelings are normal, and that they can get the proper treatment that they deserve.
That's that is pretty cool. And so what's next? What is what you got? I know you got a paperback, so came over the paperback. I ordered it immediately. Now you got a hardcover, so I got to order a copy.
The
I got to order.
hardcover it's back ordered till about February.
Wow.
Yeah, the hardcover was. We had a few kinks with getting that out. There's a little delay with that, so that's back ordered till about February. But we're selling the paperback. We've got lots of that available. But yeah, the hardcover is on its way. But we're hoping we can get it into public libraries and schools, and that kind of thing. And but yeah, so we don't know what's next.
I mean, you did this all in a couple of months. You put together, you got someone to help you with the illustrations. You put together the book, you got it published, and you got it on Amazon all in a couple of months. How do you do that? That just seems like,
well, it's definitely not alone with it. We have a fantastic team that helped us. But yeah, it's just, when you have, I think that, I like to take there's a great book I read. It's called The Obstacle is the Way. And I think when you take an obstacle, you got to run with it. You have it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you got to take that obstacle and kind of run with it. So,
yeah, that's Ryan Holiday. I was trying to think. Ed Rossich, one of our past guests, and Ed, that was a recommendation that he gave. It's been a couple of years, but yeah, absolutely, the obstacle is the way. Do you do any speaking to groups or kids or anything? You've been thinking about doing that as far as expanding and sharing?
That would be awesome, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Well, I mean, just being comfortable to talk about this. I think the biggest challenge is, and one of the things you say, is to destigmatize
absolutely
how people feel and look at mental health. The biggest challenge is most people that have mental health challenges are not able to share it because they're either embarrassed or they don't want, their family doesn't want anybody to know or what have you. So for you to just have the courage to be on this podcast or to write a book and on the back cover share, that's a rarity. And I think that that's something that that more of the world needs to hear and be comfortable with and get uncomfortable, because that's what most people don't do. And I think I commend you for doing it. So how can people get a hold of you? How can they order your book? What's the best ways to do all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the book, we have it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Paperback's out now, hardcover. It's available, a little bit delayed, but I'm Dale on LinkedIn, email. You can always reach out. I'm here for available as a resource. To the most of my ability, I'm not a mental health expert in any way, but I'm definitely an advocate for anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it was funny. It was on one of the posts I did on for you. Someone had made some comment, and you basically said, wrote the book, and been there, done that. I got on the T-shirt. I should have said I am Tommy and made the person buy the book. As far as how we need to address and work to get diagnosis. So I think that's pretty cool. So it's Isaac, ISAAC, Joseph, JOSEPH. I'm going to look and see what tagline. So I think for some reason, nope, there's just one of you now. I thought there was two. I just did a quick search beforehand. Might have been on one of the other social media platforms. And the book is, so the hardcover is back ordered until February. You can go on Amazon and you can search just My Brain Strong. I want to make sure that I did this right. My Brain is Strong 2, and it'll pop up, and you want to click on the paperback, which is $14.95 and worth every penny. I suggest I got a copy to give to my son's school, and I'm going to have one for the house. And I think that you did a great job, my friend. Congratulations on just being you. Thanks for being.
Thank you for being you.
Well, thanks for being the awesome human, coming up here in Massachusetts all those years ago, and just being you, and then sharing your story with Tommy here. I look forward to seeing many more great things from you in the future. And I remember when you were on my podcast, when you get this thing as the bestsellers list. So. Did I miss anything? You don't have a website or anything, just LinkedIn?
We do. Yeah, we have mybrainisstrong2.com. Yeah.
Good thing I asked.
I know. I'm like, how am I leaving that out? But it's new. It's only been up a couple of days, so bear with me if it's a work in progress.
mybrainisstrong2.com. Yeah. Okay. I will get that link up on the show notes. And I think it's absolutely great what you're doing here. And we look to have you on again after the hardcover comes out and see how it's going. And I hope that this book impacts more than one person, but I know that it already has for me. So you got a winner there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, that'll do it. I wanted to have Isaac on. I sent him a note and just wanted to have him on just to talk about his book. I didn't even know that he had. And I didn't know that he had bipolar type 2 until I actually read the book. And it just made it that more impactful, wanting to have him on and in making a difference. We've spent a lot of time over the course of the last 8 months talking about mental health, mostly in adults and veterans with post-traumatic stress. But we really didn't, we talked about the kids a little bit, but we didn't talk about not just mental health, but also some of the challenges that kids face, and being able to get them help, and get them help early, and get them so that they have the best chance to get the medicine, the rehabilitation, the help that they need, so that they can do everything that they're meant to do. Isaac is a shining star of an example. If you ever meet him, get the opportunity to meet him. You're just a phenomenal human. Now you're right there, so I can't. You're just great. Every interaction. When I posted the thing on Facebook, and some of the people that posted, they're like, "Oh yeah, that was Isaac that came to the conference. That was Isaac," talking to Kenny, and you just have that great mindset and that great attitude. So thank you, and thank you for sharing. That'll do it for this week. Definitely pick up a copy of My Brain is Strong 2 by Isaac Joseph. You'll be glad you did. Pay it forward and give it to your kid's school, or give it to someone that might see a purpose in it. It's an easy read, and that's going to do it here this week. We had a great, for those that followed last week with the Natalia Strong, we got the flag auction is done. Collectively raised $650 for that, which is fantastic. 100 shirts are being done. They're going to be picked up tomorrow and shipped out. So if you order a Natalia Strong shirt, you'll have them for the holidays. My goal is to have them all in the mail by Wednesday, or to drive around and drop them off. The Standard Be Awesome shirts are still available. online. You can find me anywhere on social media, www.beawesome.com. And I am going to do another episode here, hopefully before the holidays. We're getting close, and then I take a little break until the new year. So if you can be anything, be awesome. Thanks for joining me, Isaac.
Yep.